Here we have an impossible situation, purposefully done so that we can test the module in these situations. Now, the first thing we do with these implant crowns is we're going to make tubes. So here I've just hit the H key to hide, and we're going to click on this button over here, select one abutment and make a tube, and then we're going to accept this tube. Now I'll just do this a few more times. You can see this is set at 1.2, which means it's 0.6 millimeters in thickness, and that protects the actual abutment all the way around it. And you can see there's screw hole cutters that have been made at the same time. Now you may be wondering about angles and so on, but we can easily change these as well for an angle. So once this is all done, we're going to unhide our teeth, Alt H to unhide, and we're going to now create these. We can see that these two are very tightly packed, done on purpose. And let's see how this performs. I'm going to generate the implant fixture. As you can see, that's done it perfectly. Let's move on to the next one. Even though the tubes aren't visual at this stage, we can continue. If you'd like to unhide them, you can simply go to the outliner window, open that up, look for your tubes, and then just untoggle your tubes over here. So as I said, it's not really necessary to view them at this stage. Nevertheless, let's go and click the next one and see what happens. Okay, and the next one as well. So when they're tightly packed like that, I do recommend that you do them one by one. If they are further apart, like for example, like this, then we can generate them together. But again, I definitely recommend doing them one by one. As you can see, they've got like a little colored rim around them now, just to differentiate and let you know that this has actually been generated. So upper and lower, there's no problems at all. Actually, what I want to do to show you as well, I'll just go back a step and I'll just duplicate this one, Shift D to duplicate. And let's just grab this one and put it to the side. And we're going to take this one and we're going to generate this implant fixture. Now, what happens if you don't like the tooth or you want to change it? But before we do that, let's have a look on the inside and see what that looks like. That's looking really, really flash. And even the intersection dealt with perfectly. As I said, this would not happen usually. Okay, now assuming you want to change something, assuming you've done one crown and you want to maybe put a different type of crown on there, different anatomy or whatever, you can just delete that one, put the new one into its position, into its new position, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to click on here, generate implant fixture, and we've done this so that you can do this multiple times, and that's quite important. And if I hide this one, for example, I can hide it. I can look for the tube, I can select the tube, and then we can make a coping. So now not only do I have two crowns, I've got a coping as well, which is absolutely awesome. So we can use this assembly over and over and over again. So if you're making an implant stent, for example, or then we can always make a crown on top of that. So we can smooth this down. So I won't go much into the smoothing, but you can see this, the smoothing has like a protection around it to prevent us from damaging the geometry inside. Okay, now you guys may be wondering, yeah, but what about these screw hole cutters? This one's coming out of the incisal. Again, this is quite easily dealt with. We're just going to swap it for a different one. So let's just do it. So the angle, so we got 0 degrees up to 30. We're going to add a few more angles as we go on. So let's just choose a 25 degree. Okay, so here what we're going to do is on the Z axis, I'm just going to rotate it like that. And of course I've got to make sure that in transparent mode that it is in the correct position and also that the screw hole is big enough. So these are the things that we have to look out for. Then simply select that and then make your hole. Fixture, select fixture and cut hole. Like that, out of transparent mode. Wow, as you can see, we've got a few holes going through there, but purposely done so because I just wanted to show you how to circumvent a situation like that. And it's really easy. All we have to do is select the ones that have been creating havoc and then H to hide them. Now we only have one screw hole cutter that is visible. Select the crown and then click on select fixtures and cut the screw hole. And that will exclude them out of the equation. So here is a perfect hole, and you can see with the Blenderfordental we've got the whole geometry has like a supportive margin going around there, so we don't have problems. And also the inside of the hole has a certain geometry as well, which is quite nice. So this is really looking flash. And then we'd cut the holes as we're going. So what about occlusion and how are we going to fix the occlusion? As you can see, we're biting straight in there. That's easily done. Go to your occlusal menu, occlusal adjustments. Now let's cut the lower tooth. So this is going to be my antagonist. Okay, so I'm going to click on that and make a cutter. That goes like into like a semi-translucent, and this is slightly offset as you can see over here, 0.1. You can change it if you want to. Then we've applied the offset, and now this, it goes into transparent and it's called a cutter. This one becomes my select my restoration for live trimming, and we can see it's been trimmed over here, and then just click on trim restoration, and we can go on and on like this, and we can cut all the occlusion if needed. Okay, I hope you guys liked this video. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Here I haven't smoothed down the crowns, but I think yeah, this is really cool. Thanks, bye.